So welcome to Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. Last week we finished Bayonetta 3. I have not played most of this game. I tried it very briefly when it came out, so like the beginning tutorial, I know what's going on with that. But we're gonna hit a point pretty early on where I was just like, oh, I'll play Octopath Traveler or Fire Emblem instead, because this came out while I was still playing those. I thought, that's how I'll budget my time. I'll stream this game. But I haven't streamed Bayonetta 3, so I'm going to stream Bayonetta 3 and then stream this game to find time to play it. And here we are. So you may notice a couple different things aesthetically before I jump in. Number one, I bothered to change the overlay. I thought it might be nice to make this one stand out a bit more. And now I have a version of the overlay where I could theoretically customize it for every game moving forward, and it wouldn't take too much time. So, ooh, look at that background. Yeah, the other thing is, by some coincidence, this is pure coincidence, I didn't know this was happening today, but new sub emotes. The first two are the old ones that are going to continue to be there. But, we got the Joy and the Jaw Drop, done by the same person, Tokitsune. The same person who did the Rage emote. I should specify that, because I had a different person do the Jamming Out emote. So those are available now, but, those are more professionally done, so they are in the Tier 1 sub, as opposed to just being a follower emote. Alright, let's get to the game. Oh, and I hit continue. Let's get to the new game, because I am starting from the beginning.
Long ago, there existed two clans, the Lumen Sages of Light and the Umbra Witches of Darkness. Together they controlled a mysterious power. The clans put in place strict laws to ensure that strife would never consume them. But a pair of star-crossed lovers broke this rule, and a child was born with the blood of both sage and witch.
If you played Bayonetta, you'll know that's Cereza.
As punishment for their forbidden love, the pair were torn asunder. The girl's sage father was exiled to a far land, and her mother locked away in a solitary jail. The witch clan took in the young girl, but she grew up shunned as a pariah, cursed by the circumstance of her birth.
Haha, Cereza's half angel.
Her one comfort was the night she snuck into the village jail to visit her mother's cell. Her mother passed each grueling day barely able to so much as move in her cold cell. But when her daughter came to visit, the witch always showed her a loving smile. But even this small happiness eventually came to an end.
Dun dun dun.
On the night of the girl's 10th birthday, her mother was to be moved to a deeper cell, where even the faintest memory of daylight could not reach her. In desperation, the girl tried a daring rescue, but with only a child's strength, the attempt was in vain.
Curse your childishness.
More alone than ever before, the young girl clung to all she had left. A stuffed cat named Cheshire, which her mother had made for her long ago.
Be familiar from Bayo 3.
Years have since passed. Turning her back on the village, the girl was taken in by an exiled witch who lived on the outskirts of town. Under her strict guidance, the girl continued to train in the ways of the dark arts. She was determined to be a powerful witch and one day save her mother. Her name was Cereza.
I've got to hurry.
Use the left stick to move.
Something's there. This place.
Do.
A silly child.
Better go this new way that magically appeared before me.
Stay away. She can't be trusted.
Why would you say that?
You don't belong here.
So they've always done something different with Bayonetta's hair from game to game. And, like, Bayo 3 kind of posits that they're all separate Bayonettas from different universes. But in this game, with the focus on Cheshire being, you know, the cat toy, you'll obviously notice the cat ears that are in her hair.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Although I guess she's not the only one.
Cereza, you're almost out of time. This is your last chance. If you don't hurry, you may never see your mother again. John, I can't. Ah, you big baby. Come on, I'll lead the way.
Is it a big baby or a big
Find
kitty?
us.
Oh wait, sorry. Viola, future daughter, is Kitty.
Here, use this. Wow, Sean, you're amazing. Stop dallying.
Gotta figure out where to move, because that is literally the only control that we have right now.
Hurry up, Cereza, we don't have all night. Sean, wait! I can't run that fast.
I mean, it's different, except it's the same, because it's
We're
just
almost
the control
there.
stick.
Hurry up!
What do you think you're doing?
Oh no, they're onto us. Leave the guards to me. You hurry on ahead. Wait! John! I can't do this alone!
I'm gonna climb the ladder alone anyway. You know, I can get behind a good piano score.
Just a little longer. Hold on, Mummy.
Well, that circle looks very inviting. Oh, Cereza, they just want to give you a hand.
Come any closer! No!
Well, either that, or they want to have put you into Tears of the Kingdom.
Who are you?
Cereza, give you the power to save Mother.
Power?
Avalon Forest, the White Wolf guide you.
I'll go! I promise. That dream again. But the ending.
It was a dream Cereza knew by heart. But this time, something had changed.
Yes, narrator, she did say that.
Cereza decided to consult her friend Cheshire.
A strange boy appeared and told me something incredible. He said if I went to Avalon Forest, he'd give me a fantastic power. If we had that, rescuing Mummy would be a piece of cake. The Forbidden Forest.
The oft-repeated warning from Cereza's teacher rung in her ears. Avalon Forest is home to fairies, creatures who love to whisk away children. Stay away.
Yeah, watch out for those fairies.
Cereza! Where are you, my dear?
Cereza's teacher Morgana was standing by the door, her frown discernible even from a distance.
Chapter 1. Trial of the Full Moon. Check lanterns along your journey using the L button to save your progress. The game will auto-save at different moments. Watch for this icon in the bottom right. It's a quill, because we're in our book. Here's a slot to save into. Alright, we're 3% of the way done with the game, according to that screen. Alright, fine, I'll go talk to Morgana.
Chores neglected and I find my apprentice enjoying her beauty sleep.
I'm sorry. I just closed my eyes for a second.
Cereza began making an excuse, but Morgana's scowl stopped her in her tracks.
I think your math's a little off,
Yes,
considering
ma'am.
I've been
I'll
live
get
for
to them right
14
away.
minutes.
But despite her best intentions, Cereza's gaze drifted back towards Avalon Forest. This did not go unnoticed by Morgana.
Oh. If I've told you once, Cereza, you must never enter that forest.
Well, it's better
Without
than
current
feeling
abilities,
longer
you
than
would
that.
soon become a snack for one of the fairies who live there.
Yes, Morgana. I know.
Well then, stop your dreaming and finish those chores before moonrise, young lady.
All right. Water from the well. Coming right up.
A simple yes will suffice, Cereza. Off you go.
Despite her strict exterior, Cereza had grown attached to her teacher. Morgana had also been cast out of the village. She understood Cereza's pain, and her stern treatment came from a place of love.
Draw water at the eastern well.
Cereza often reminded herself that these chores were all part of her training. Eager to please her master, she hurried off towards the well.
There's this little alcove over here, and it just kind of gives you a view of the scene, which is something you might want in a game that has a bigger focus on art direction. These heavy lamps are so hard to clean. They've gotten dirty again. Okay, now there's a well over there. If you were to keep going down this way... oh, we're gonna do that later. Like I said, I played the first little bit when the game came out. So we're not into blind territory yet. But we'll get there. It will not take long. Alright, use the L button. Who knew that getting water took so much arm strength? I mean, she had to hang on to that,
Fetching the pail of water,
like above the
it may
ground
seem
for
like a
pretty
simple
good.
chore, but it requires a fine sense of control, making it perfect for Umbran training.
But yeah, like I said, and that it's like doing an extended pull-up.
After laying eyes on the full bucket, Morgana gave a small nod of approval.
Good. Now collect the herbs from the garden.
Oh.
At the thought of herbs, Cereza could not help but make a face. This is one job she wished could be forever stricken from her regimen.
Do we have a problem?
No, ma'am.
Trying not to think about the task awaiting her, Cereza headed towards the herb garden. The herbs in Morgana's garden were not your common basil or thyme. She grew infernal plants with an absolutely foul stench. They typically burrowed to avoid sunlight, but a little bit of magic made them pop right up.
And we have the narrator, or else we'd have no idea how to garden. Yeah, I told you we'd do that later. Witch Pulse is a fundamental Umbran art that utilizes dance to imbue its target with magical energy. Cereza can use her Witch Pulse to grow infernal plants. Hold ZL and tilt the left stick in the right direction with the correct timing. So I'll do a little of this, and then wait, and then...
One helping of magic coming right up.
Now see that moon on the left? I tilt towards it when the cursor lines up with it.
Hurry on out. Good.
If you find Witch Pulse to be a bit too difficult, you can change your settings so that she'll perform it on her own. I will keep it on manual. So yeah, the game is going to have a couple of options like that, which I would say this game does more for accessibility than any of the mainline Bayonettas.
Just a bit more.
Ah, this one's running away. Hold the button to summon thorns that can bind enemies.
No one told me they could do this! I've got to catch it quick! Yes! I did it!
Cereza was pleasantly surprised. She usually managed to make a mess with even this rudimentary magic.
I can't wait to see the look on Morgana's face.
Cereza hummed a happy tune while picking the herbs. As she bent down, she noticed a pretty flower growing amongst the weeds.
Oh, those flowers would really bring out the colour in Morgana's eyes.
Now I've got a bucket once again.
Ugh, I wouldn't mind if it weren't for the smell.
Thankfully we can jump off of that cliff.
Cereza proudly gave the basket to Morgana. It was full to bursting.
How about that, Morgana? Quite the harvest, wouldn't you say? I also picked these violets. They're for you. I thought you might like them.
I mean, it was easier than harvesting the
Atop
lives of
the
demons.
herbs lay a small wreath. Morgana glanced down at it. Her expression unchanged, she spoke to Cereza in her usual tone.
Do not expect praise for this sort of perfunctory performance. Oh, and Cereza, your hair today seems to have lost its sheen. Do not tell me that in addition to your outdoor tasks, you're also neglecting your hair.
No, ma'am. It's next on my list.
Remember, Cereza, hair is the most versatile tool of an Umbra witch. It can be shaped into our armor, weapons, and even used as a medium for summoning infernal demons. As blood flows through veins, magic flows through a witch's hair. Care for it as you would your most precious tool, and defend it as you would your very heart.
Yeah, we did all those things with our hair in the last
Understood.
3 games.
I'll make sure to finish up before training starts tonight.
Good. Now get back to your chores. The shadows grew long. The moon will soon rise.
With this, Morgana turned and walked back towards the house.
Yes, ma'am.
At times, Morgana's cold treatment got Cereza down. But she knew that Morgana cared for her and only wanted what was best for her. Making a quick recovery, Cereza resolved to finish her remaining chores in record time.
That night.
Almost time for today's training. I'd better hurry, or I'm in for another lecture.
I'll rest up real quick. We made 0% extra progress, because we're still at 3.
With the household chores complete, it was time for Cereza's daily training in the dark arts. Today she was finally going to get a chance to attempt a spell she had been practicing for weeks, summoning an infernal demon.
For today's training, I will give you a little help.
Before even learning what it did, Cereza was captivated by the intricate brace.
This is a tool for those who have yet to master the flow of magic. Furthermore, we train under the full moon of the bisextile night, when the dark energy we Umbra harness is at its zenith. Are you listening, young lady? You seem determined today. Perhaps I should let you nap more often.
Yes, ma'am.
Cereza's spirits were high. She was determined to succeed.
Bativa Tozu!
Step by step, Cereza flawlessly performed the summoning dance. Until... This looked like trouble. Unless bound by hair, there would be no way to control the demon. The demon turned to ash mere inches from Cereza. Without a proper medium, demons will soon die in our world.
We are finished for today.
Well, it seems like that demon's a lot more finished.
Let me try again. Please.
Morgana turned and walked away, ignoring her pupil's desperate plea.
Not even looking in her pupils.
What kind of witch fears her own summoned familiar? I was foolish to think you were ready for this training.
Morgana told Cereza to put away the magic brace before heading back to the house.
Yes, put it away so that you can brace yourself.
Long after Morgana was gone, Cereza sat moping in the garden. Out of habit, she shared her troubles with Cheshire.
Forget returning to the village and saving Mummy. At this rate, I'll never even become a witch.
All of a sudden, the words from the boy in her dream echoed in her ears.
Cereza, give you the power to save Mother. Avalon Forest, the White Wolf guide you.
I'm just gonna say it's been like 14 minutes since we got that
Cereza's
cutscene.
eyes wandered
I feel like it
back
was
to
a
the
little soon to
forest.
give us a flashback.
Morgana's repeated warnings left little room for ambiguity. And yet...
Morgana is always dangerous this and stay away that. How could a dank old forest be that scary a place anyway?
Adults do often exaggerate to keep kids in their place. This thought got Cereza's blood boiling. Grievances started bubbling up.
Nothing I do is ever good enough for her. Did you see those herbs? Flawless!
As she blew off steam to Cheshire, she noticed Morgana's brace shining in the moonlight.
What are you saying, Cheshire? Take the brace and sneak into the forest? Morgana would give us a
I should
right
blame your
smack
stuffed
on the
animal
bottom.
for coming up with the idea.
Although, with the moon shining brightly, it was the ideal chance for a little surreptitious forest excursion.
Also, the narrator has had very
I
good
mean,
vocabulary.
If I just had another chance to get the hang of it, I could have gotten that demon totally under wraps.
With a demon by her side, eviscerating a fairy or two would be child's play.
Better hope
it.
it's child's play, because
I'm
that's
going
what
to
we
that
are.
forest. And when I come back with that fantastic power, Morgana will take back everything she said about me not being ready. Let's go, Cheshire. Next stop, Avalon.
We have a long journey ahead of us. I'm too much sometimes.
Phew.
Build it up when Morgana wasn't looking. She surely won't run out now. Maybe I can say a little wish to this candle. Please may Avalon make my dreams come true. This instrumentation is very Layton-y. Or at least it was until it stopped.
Cereza shivered at the thought of what lay ahead, but curiosity got the better of her.
Let's go, Cheshire.
Some kids can be patient. Sometimes you gotta drive them to the breaking point.
And so Cereza threw caution and her teacher's warnings to the wind and set out towards Avalon Forest. Little did she know that what lay waiting in those dark woods would change her fate forever.
Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. Chapter 2, Into the Unknown.
Massive trees blocked almost all light from the moon. An eerie silence enveloped Cereza. She cautiously ventured onwards.
I was just stopping to look at those owls.
Me like that.
Apparently I'm not appreciated. Onyx Rose, the petal from a black rose that blooms in Inferno. The faint magical energy it possesses makes it a favored garden choice of fairies as well. There was also a pop-up that said, press the plus button to see. And, yeah, here's our app. We got Vitality, 1 Onyx Rose, options menu, and tutorials and such. Proceed through the forest. Yes, this counts as a ladder.
Huh?
This is so high up. Just imagine if I fell.
Don't look down. Come on, Cereza. 1 foot in front of the other.
Hey, you wanted to go into the forest. You could stop any time.
A plant from Inferno.
These infernal plants are bigger than Morgana's herbs. They require more magic from the Witch Pulse to reach their full size. Keep holding the ZL button until the Witch Pulse has succeeded multiple times. Do not let go midway.
I wonder how it will respond to my magic. My magic feels more powerful than before. Could it be the brace?
Now you can see they're starting to add multiple inputs to that, so there's a little bit of a rhythm challenge here and there. These are Avalon Drops. Magical energy crystallized by Avalon. 1 bite sends a rush of rich sweetness from head to toe, instantly enrapturing anyone. That's a giant spiky jawbreaker. Yeah, give me the roses. Looking back at the map. Yes, game, I will proceed through the forest. It's a bunny. You hit the bunny. The petals in the bottom left of the screen are Cereza's vitality. They will decrease when Cereza is attacked by an enemy. If her vitality runs out, the story will come to an end. Keep a close eye on her remaining vitality at all times. I'm just gonna slip past you. There's something the other... that's it. This seems to be the way forward. What if I had gone to the right? Excuse me. Or stuff. Yeah, forest, blah, blah, blah. Nothing in these bushes, though. Okay, yes, it can. I just wanted to test if it would break out eventually. And the answer is yes. Yes, it would. I kept holding the button. Now we know. I figured it would because it was, pretty big. You gotta be sure about these things in the early game before it really matters.
Looking into the dark underbrush, Cereza could not shake the feeling that someone was looking back. As the wind rustled the leaves, it sounded just like a rasping voice whispered in her ear.
I can't turn back now. I'm going to become a witch and save Mummy.
Hey, passing through, don't mind me. And now you don't have to imagine if you fell, because you just did. Heard that put me right about there. Okay, resting at a safe point heals you. Nice. Okay, we're in chapter 2. We made it to 6%. Yeah, you can see these bushes have some flowers on them. When you walk through them, they just kind of...
What was that?
I kind of doubt
It must
that.
have been a rabbit or something. Right, Cheshire?
Okay, so yeah, the reason I'm walking through the bushes is because you can get some stuff from them. There's really no reason not to. I mean, this is still a Platinum game, and I don't think Platinum's ever done something like that with the percentages, so that's my basis for it, but this is soon to be a blind run, so I really don't know.
Is someone out there?
Yeah, see, now the bushes are starting to give me stuff.
Cereza could not shake the feeling she was being watched.
Is someone there? Show yourself!
And then, as if to answer her call,
Denizen of the wood, I'll see.
these were fairies, nefarious creatures who ensnare the souls of humans who venture into the woods to feed on their vitality. This time there was nowhere to run. Cereza was backed into a corner.
Please, please work this time.
Fingers crossed, Cereza prepared to use the summoning spell she learnt from Morgana.
Maybe she can summon a van, or turn into one. Oh wait, wrong Morgana.
Even after the summoning circle had faded away, no one had answered her call.
Why? I did everything right.
I mean, you think you did, but you are still a
The
child, and
fairies
you are
resumed their
capable of,
sinister
like,
mission.
messing up.
All at
I mean, even
once,
adults
they
are
jumped at
capable of
Cereza,
messing up.
weapons poised to strike. She shut her eyes tight.
Because this mess up is
prepared
gonna
for the
get you
worst.
killed by fairies.
A moment passed,
Huh?
and then another. But she felt not so much as a pinprick.
What? Who are you?
Chomp! That beast, as dark as a moonless night, had it all been a dream?
You don't think... Could that have been...
But before Cereza could finish her question,
Cheshire?
from its gaping maw, extending ear to ear, fell a drop of thick slop.
Wait, did I manage to summon a demon that has now possessed Cheshire?
As if in reply, the beast growled and bared its blood-red fangs. Just as Cereza feared, a demon had indeed possessed her beloved stuffed cat. The creature had desperately sought a medium in order to survive in our world. In lieu of hair, it settled for one made of felt.
So if anyone was wondering about that in Bayonetta 3,
Looking around,
That
the
is where that
demon's
comes from.
eyes found Cereza. It let out a low growl. After her initial terror, Cereza realized that she was able to understand what the demon was saying.
You want me to return you to Inferno? Now, how would one go about doing that?
Cereza had her hands full calling a demon to this world. She hadn't even begun to study the spell to send them back. Cereza once again heard the demon's words, this time even more clearly. Send me back! Send me back! The demon's rage increased by the second, but there was nothing Cereza could do.
How many audiobooks do you think this narrator has done prior to this game?
Claws like daggers descended on Cereza. But what if we hear? The demon had stopped cold. As if bound by an invisible force, no matter how he struggled, he was unable to touch Cereza.
Calm down. You're going to burst the seam. Don't worry, I'll send you home. Once I figure out how. I'm on my way to get a fantastic power. With that, sending you back should be a piece of cake.
Grr. Not like the power may have nothing to do with that.
Giving up his attack, the demon turned his attention elsewhere. Intrigued, but a little scared, Cereza decided to follow a bit behind.
He's got a pretty big behind if you ask me. Pressure controls with the right stick and the ZR button. Just as Cereza controls with the left stick and the ZL button.
The demon ran through the forest, searching for a way home.
And he may not be able to climb ladders, but he's got ledges that he's pretty good at jumping them. Yeah, get that rose for me. The demon's sharp claws and fangs make short work of fairies. Scratch with ZR and show your infernal might.
I'm in no mood for pests. Get ready for a fistful of claw. The demon leapt towards the fairies. The demon slashed with his razor-sharp claws. But something felt off. His power seemed to escape him, slowly but surely.
What's wrong?
The demon bared his fangs. He was clearly suffering.
Are you sick? Or hungry, perhaps?
As Cereza approached, the demon felt the strength return to his body. In an instant, he felt right as rain. His body was linked to Cereza by powerful magic. Moving away from her robbed it of its energy.
What's that? I need to stay close to you? I've never heard of a spell like this before.
How do you plan on getting me back to Inferno? The demon demanded.
We first need to find a white wolf. He'll show us the way.
Leave it to me. I'll find him, said the demon as he clambered to his feet.
I'm Cereza. What's your name?
I have no name, replied the demon curtly.
You don't have a name? That must be terribly inconvenient. Though I must admit, I haven't the faintest idea about demonic manners. Cheshire? That's the name of the stuffed cat you decided to borrow after all. Well, I need to call you something. If you're going to make a fuss about it, why don't you just find a new body?
Or, pick a name.
Fine. I'll just call you whatever I please.
To meet you whatever I please.
And so these strange companions set off in search of the White Wolf. What mysteries await in Avalon Forest?
Alright, Cereza and Cheshire can move about separately. They cannot be far apart for an extended period. Watch the distance between them. To archive. A beautiful young girl born from a bond between the Lumen Sages of Light and the Umbra Witches of Darkness. As relations between these two clans are strictly forbidden, Cereza's birth resulted in her being labeled an outcast, scorned, and mocked by the other Umbra. In time, Cereza began to be tortured by nightmares of how powerless she was to help her mother, who had cared so deeply for Cereza. Becoming strong enough to one day help her became Cereza's #1 motivation for getting through each day. She cherishes the stuffed cat toy her mother gave her, which she named Cheshire. Never leaving her side, Cheshire often listens to the stories of the lonely girl. Cheshire, a demon summoned by Cereza on the night of the full moon. Traditionally, Umbra witches use their hair as a medium to control their demons, but the ritual proved too difficult for Cereza, and the demon somehow found himself in Cereza's stuffed toy. The demon, humiliated by such a vessel, demanded to be returned to Inferno immediately, but the inexperienced Cereza had no idea how to help. Being bound to the magical energy of whoever summoned him, he realized he was unable to separate himself from her. Reluctantly, he agrees to accompany her, just until they find a way to send him home. Having been just newly born in Inferno when he called, he had yet to be given a name. Cereza simply decides to call him Cheshire, after the name of the stuffed toy. Okay, we have more. Morgana, a solitary Umbra witch living an unimposing life near the edge of Avalon Forest, displaced far from the rest of her clan. A master of the Umbran arts, her skills in magic greatly exceed those of other witches, but she cut ties with her clan and moved to her secluded home ages ago, her reasons for doing so an unspoken mystery. Though usually avoiding all contact with the outside world, she invited the practically orphaned Cereza to come live with her, and has since made Cereza her pupil, training her rigorously. Rosa, an Umbra witch unparalleled in skill, thought to possibly be the strongest in the entire history of the clan, mother of Cereza. Falling in love with a Lumen Sage, she broke the sacred vows of the Umbra and bore a child with him, resulting in her eternal imprisonment. She has never revealed why she would go against the Umbran teachings and have forbidden relations with a Lumen, but she has accepted her isolation without the slightest resistance, despite all the power she possesses. This has led many to think she understood and agreed to the consequences of her actions before even taking them. Some of the Umbra even sympathize with her plight, overlooking her daughter Cereza sneak into her cell, or even finding chances for the two to meet. Cereza's precious stuffed toy was made by Rosa from whatever she could gather. Before being moved to an even further prison, she would often sing lullabies as Cereza would rest against the steel bars of her cell, showing nothing but the deepest maternal love for her precious daughter. Dawn, a young witch undergoing formal training in the Umbran arts. Her skills already far surpass witches of her age. She continues to master new arts at an astonishing pace. Some say her strict, serious demeanor makes her seem a bit cold, but she is extremely loyal and cares deeply for those she trusts. She feels competitive towards Cereza, but she also sees her as a good friend. Whereas her peers may find Cereza's unorthodox training under a recluse witch to be unsightly, Dawn recognizes Cereza's true power and heart, and approaches her as an equal. Alright, then we're caught up on archives. Like we got a few more to find. Oh, there are also enemy archives. Sure, let's read about our pawn-ranked Alci. The most commonly seen quadruped fairy of Avalon, they are known to be slightly moody, but universally love to play tricks. Souls are their main source of sustenance, and they usually live off the negative vibes acquired from tormenting humans and wisps. They also vary in size. Alci, who has lived longer periods, tend to be larger and significantly more dangerous. Among fairies, they are an inferior breed with no special abilities to speak of, but their basic physical strength still averages with that of an adult human. As they both use weapons and magic, they can pose a significant threat in their own right. That being said, most have a poor sense of sight, hearing, and smell, and can simply be avoided by using hiding. They are usually tasked with minor guard duty, instructed to report anything suspicious to their commanding fairy officers. Being discovered by one could quickly result in a whole fairy army coming to their aid, so it is usually best to avoid confrontation when unnecessary. Yeah, so one might not realize it at first, but every Bayonetta game thus far has introduced a new enemy class. In Bayonetta 1, you had the Paradiso folks. In Bayonetta 2, you also had situations where you had to fight beings from Inferno. And then in Bayonetta 3, on top of all that, they added the homunculi, which is most of what we fought in that game. And now in this game, it's fairies. Forget all those other things, now it's fairies. So, 4 games, 4 different types of enemies. Alright, continuing along now. Cereza is gonna open up this bud. Now both of us can walk across it.
The demon seemed to have calmed down. Remembering that he could not touch her, Cereza breathed a sigh of relief.
Cheshire can break those. You may have noticed already from the gardening that some dances use a 3 count and some dances use a 4 count.
The pungent scent tickled Cereza's nose. It was rosemary, often used to ward off evil spirits. As soon as the scent reached Cheshire, he pulled away, face scrunched up in disgust. It looked like demons could not stand being anywhere near the flower.
Being a demon, Cheshire can't stand rosemary. Whenever it pops up, Cheshire will need to take a different path. Do-do-do-do-do. So Bayonetta wouldn't have been able to jump up here the same way that Cheshire would, but Cheshire can't just go through the plains, so... And we're reunited. Now keep in mind, they made this happen with the 2 sides of the controller. So it's possible to play it with, you know, just yourself like I am. And it's decently...
This was quite a pickle. But
Well
Cereza
done.
knew how to get by without a scratch.
Right. Anyway. Yeah, it's decently doable in one player. If anyone ever played the Animal Crossing minigame in Nintendo Land as the gamepad player, where you had to control the two guards with the two sticks, very much like that. Except you're not scattering them around nearly as much trying to chase stuff.
Cheshire, I've got it tied down. Finish it.
Now that said, we all know the Switch has the Joy-Con, which can be split apart. So, it would be totally feasible to take one Joy-Con each and treat this as a co-op game.
Hey!
What a big spider's nest. Seems like the owner isn't home. Yeah, Cheshire can just kind of trample these.
I'll go first to make a path. You wait here.
Well, so much for that.
Stop! Cheshire!
Hey look, it's the same thing that I did. Except in a cutscene.
All at once, Cheshire's body shrunk to its original cuddly form.
Cheshire!
Cereza ran to pick up Cheshire and held him tightly to her chest. In her arms, Cheshire felt his strength returning. Release me at once! Even in this form, the demon did not seem happy about being cuddled.
Just
Party
hold
pooper.
still, will you? While you're small, you can't walk on your own, right? I'll carry you until you can transform again. Not having a massive demon breathing down my neck will make it easier for me to calm down too.
While far from pleased about being treated like a stuffed animal, the demon had no choice but to swallow his pride.
When in his stuffed animal form, Cereza can hold Cheshire and move with him. When moving about together, you can move Cereza with right and extend Cheshire with the same sticks they usually have.
Ah,
But Cheshire
since
works
you were
differently.
there, Cheshire still weighs the same as before.
Whee! You can switch between moving together and moving apart anytime. Both have their uses, so don't forget. Unleashed mode is where you move separately. Press R when holding Cheshire to have him jump out. Hug mode. Hug mode is where you move together. Press L to revert Cheshire to a stuffed animal. Hug mode. Don't all games need a hug mode? Ah, we got another save point, and we're at 9%, and this is where I stopped playing originally. I got this far, And I was like, okay, game's neat, but I'll get back to it on streams a different time. And I went back to Octopath Traveler 2. So, from this point on, totally blind. Don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see how it goes. Take those. Ah, so extending him allows me to catapult. Okay, that was just a jump down from there. Whee! What's over here? Right stick to extend, L to jump. Okay. Do. I see vines, have at it. Oh wait, what's this? I thought that was a hidden path. Guess I could check my map. We seem to be almost out of the woods.
More rosemary. Cheshire, I'll toss you up there. See if there's a way forward.
In hug mode, Cheshire can be tossed to high places with the L button. Search high and low for a new way forward. When far away or blocked by Rosemary, there are times Cheshire cannot return to hug mode. Look for another way to unite the two. I can't go any further down here until these vines are dealt with. Oh, but there's Rosemary over there. How about you can go down this way?
Come here!
Ah, okay. Hug mode does not let you get through the Rosemary. I thought maybe the stuffed animal would protect him from that, but I guess not. Okay, so wait, if I get you on this ledge, then hug you,
Over here!
then I can toss you up. I'll just walk Cereza back through this. Whee! Just looking for hidden stuff. I don't know how much this game likes to hide stuff. If at all.
Let's get him, Cheshire!
Alright, I'm gonna try to find you. But if I find you, I'll just fight the one that's not bound.
Get out!
Can't get in the way. Magic Butterfly. Pick one up to recover the spell cooldown gauge. Allow Cerezas to cast Umbran Arts more quickly. Two are close together, so you can just kinda kill on them.
Prepare yourselves!
Boom.
Perfect!
Treasure?
A chest? Did the fairies make this? I wonder what's inside.
If the fairies made it, who's to say it's not a trap?
Yes!
Healing tonic. Umber medicine in a bottle shaped like a petal. Use it to slightly restore Cereza's vitality. You can now concoct more of your own. Okay, D-pad is items. Checking on our menu. I mean, now it'll tell me that I have those. Looks like there's another thing on the right side. Maybe that'll be the face buttons. Alright, I guess I can't get up there. That ledge might just be aesthetic. Boom. Alright, so I can bind you from a slight distance and slaughter you. Oh, I got too close. What's that bud do? Okay, so we're gonna get the drop from behind.
Cheshire!
Up you go. Okay, Cheshire's gonna grab these. Oh wait, Cheshire, before we go over there, please break this. Or maybe you had to break it back when we were up there. Am I gonna go back for that? Nah. Oh, I gotta remember to look for those.
Cheshire, over here! Hey, give me a break.
I think it is gonna break. Oh, I can extend him to grab the stuff. Whee! How's that for training?
That was not fun.
I don't know, it was kind of fun. Oh, if I come back this way, away from the bunnies, there's a ladder. Secret flowers. Still don't know what these do, but now I've got more. More is good. Bunnies!
What have we here?
There were signs that a witch had set up camp here.
Not the only ones.
Perhaps I'm not the first witch to enter this forest. Oh well, it means we've got a place to rest.
Poaching off of other witches, yay!
Look what we have here!
Bait Gecko. A compound sealed in crystal. Interestingly, it can have various effects on the user depending on how well it is baked. Unicorn Horn. A compound sealed in crystal, knocked straight off a poor unicorn. May be used for ornamental purposes, depending on their length and sparkle. Mandragora Root. A compound sealed in crystal. Breaks out in a screaming fit over every little thing. Best to pack deep in your rucksack. Large red arches are sanctuaries that can be unlocked just by approaching. Be sure to unlock one whenever you pass by. Wow, so neat. Okay, so we have a little more of the legend filled in. And a little more of the left side of this menu. I didn't get any more characters, did I? No.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Well, let's see how far we've come now. Oh, concoct can be done at these save points. This is the concocting menu. Here are some compounds. You'll find more in the forest. This is an item. Acquire one to learn how to concoct it. Well, it takes a lot more ingredients this time around than the mainline one. Okay, well, it's kind of forcing me to concoct this one, so... Alright, then be sure to mix it, just like the mainline games. Except here, I would say it fits in a little better.
Cool.
Use items you've made by holding on the D-pad. Check what you can make with the Y button. Okay. Now we save. Oh, we made it to 10%. This is glowing. That means something to me. Well, I've tried every button the game has told me about. Actually, it seemed like there might be a little more. Over here. Yeah, game, are you hiding something from me? Bye-bye, birdie. Alright, well, if I keep going...
Hey, look over there.
Found the white wolf already?
Before them stood a large wolf. Its snow-white fur shone pale silver in the moonlight.
And the game said we were 10% done, but I guess we're much closer to 100 than I thought, because that's the white wolf. We found it.
Cereza was captivated by the wolf. It seemed almost not of this world.
I mean, would that be surprising in a world that's got the demons and stuff?
Wait.
New archive, the White Wolf. A wolf dwelling in Avalon with a mane white like winter snow. White wolf, hide you. Just like the boy in Cereza's dream said, the wolf appears before Cereza and Cheshire as if to lead them through the forest. Seems like they don't want us going back. Review game instructions thus far via the Travel Wisdom menu. New area, Jade Hill. Ooh, look at the big map. Press the Y button, you zoom in and you see the area. And, well, that's a suspicious symbol in the middle. How did the wolf get past those brambles? That footprint. Tracks left by the white wolf. Following them might help lead the way. Now we're starting to find the concoction ingredients in the bushes. Ooh, multiples. Alright, let Cereza catch up for a second. Now, the wolf went this way, but there's all this down here. Okay, Cheshire can't just bash the chest open, apparently. A blast cocktail, an Umbran potion in a thorn-laced bottle. Use it to create a shockwave, stunning all nearby enemies. I suppose apart from health recovery, the items really did have to be rethought for this game with the major difference in how fighting works. Not really your platinum action game anymore.
The world before Cereza seemed to warp and bend. She blinked hard to no avail. Could this be a fairy trick? Cheshire was losing patience with his hesitant companion. Come on! We've still got that wolf to catch!
Yeah, charge on.
I'm getting ready. Just give me a second.
Blindly go through. Things are trippy now.
What is this?
As soon as she took a step inside, she felt as if the breath had frozen in her chest. All around her were sights strange and terrible, as if she had been dragged into a waking nightmare.
I'm fine. It takes more than this to scare me.
That spot on the water looks suspicious. Oh, I can just go in water. What's my map say? Okay, I can only go in shallow water. I'm just gonna swing my cat around. Whee!
How am I supposed to find my way in here?
Suddenly, Cereza's magic brace began to glow.
And her
What could
glasses
it be?
fogged up. Dispel illusions. Use magic with ZL to see through deception.
The light from the brace revealed things Cereza was unable to see before.
Does this brace have the power to dispel illusions?
At the crystal that time. Not anything. I guess these spikes are just illusions and I can't break them. Much as I might like to break them. Do I need to go deal with that big thing first and then come back to those flowers?
There's something here.
Upon close inspection, there appeared to be distortions, as if the air itself had cracked. Equally confused, the girl and demon exchanged a glance. That wolf was just up ahead. Cheshire's indecision did not last long, but try as he might, he was unable to open the cracks any further.
Try using magic to open it? Come on! We have no idea what's lurking on the other side.
You want to go there
Cheshire
anyway,
gave
don't
a
you?
mocking snort at Cereza's cowardice.
I am not making excuses!
Yes, you are.
Alright, fine! Okay, Cereza. Just like you practiced.
Enter.
Once their eyes had adjusted to the brilliant light, what lay before them was a sight unlike anything either had seen before.
Is this a dungeon?
Cheshire. I have a feeling we're not in Avalon anymore.
Tirnanog. Tirnanog are the source of the fairies' illusions. They can be spread throughout the forest. Pardon that sudden muting interruption. Some car drove by with super loud music. Find and destroy the core at the heart of the Tirnanog. Press plus to open the menu if you need to temporarily retreat. Wait, Eerie Light. Are they treating this like a shrine in Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom? Like it's a little mini puzzle thing with a name? That's not something I would have expected from Bayonetta. I sure can break that. What about this side? Anything? Okay, that side checks out.
Is fairy treasure? They'd be hopping mad if I stole it.
Why? We should steal it. Oh my god, it even gave like a little chest opening jingle. Haphazard shooter, Bogey. Besides decimating enemies with his claws and fangs, Cheshire can counter their attacks. Press R with the right timing to have Cheshire counter. Enemies hit with a counter will be temporarily stunned, but be warned, some attacks cannot be countered. Crescent Cluster, a power-imbued crystal the shape of a crescent moon. Typically found only in Inferno, it can restore some of the user's magic. I'm gonna take my own advice from earlier and bind something that's not attacking. This one's moving around. I can bind it. One. Okay, well, Cheshire is the one that can break stuff, so I'm gonna send him up there. Now, I imagine if I swap our places and put Cheshire on the button, then Cereza could open the chest. Bonus item, yay!
Cheshire!
Before we go up these really nice looking stairs.
Cool!
Vitality Petal, a small jewel shaped like a petal, formed from the very life essence of the forest. Collecting several is said to increase your vitality. They have heart pieces! Well, I mean, Bayonetta's always had witch hearts, and it's kind of been like heart pieces, but... Still. This is the most Zelda Bayonetta ever. Some neat looking stuff.
You're the boy from my dream.
Center of forest. Waiting. Help me. How?
Okay. I just need to follow the White Wolf, right?
Destroy 4 elemental cores.
That sounds a little more suspicious.
You can do it.
And why should I?
Follow White Wolf.
I mean, I know she wants the power to save her mom and all that, but what do these elemental cores have to do with any of that? He hasn't explained a darn thing. Chapter 3, the first elemental core.
They had returned from the strange world. The forest was just as they had left it, except not quite. It seemed that destroying the device at the core of that rift somehow disrupted the illusion, revealing the true path forward.
Huzzah! Tirnanog complete. Working together, the two vanquished the Tirnanog in Jade Hill, yet it seems there are other Tirnanog in the region.
They spotted the White Wolf. Without a moment's hesitation, the pair gave chase.
Well, I want to check back on those flowers that I couldn't really do anything with before. Yeah, now they function normally. And then some other icons appeared on the map. Like, there's a scroll up ahead. I could follow the wolf, or I could, you know, go back. Darn it, I'm curious. I feel like I should be able to reach that. Is that one of the... No, it's further west. I already got this treasure chest. Oh, wait, that's really... Okay, there is a zoom button. That's good. Try and figure out where that new icon is. Further north. In the water? It's somehow directly west of this location, which would imply that it is in the water. Doesn't seem like Cheshire's too good at swimming either. Maybe this is something I need to come back to. Since I haven't played this game before, I don't know. So I'm going to roll with that assumption unless something in the game says otherwise. Oh, there's that scroll that was marked on the map, though. See it floating up there now. Question is, how do I even get up there? Might be connected to what's up ahead. Oh yeah, it totally is. So maybe just don't go straight where the wolf is and, you know, bother to backtrack for a second. Journals. Someone has left journal entries scattered through the forest. Pick up any you find and read them from the archive. Biologist journal. At last. Finally, I have arrived. The realm of illusions where souls may enter but never return. The elusive Avalon Forest. Almost no scientific records exist of the ecosystems inside this expansive region. Not something you get to walk into every day. I've no doubt I'll be uncovering some marvelous mysteries of Mother Nature. A place like this is every biologist's dream. And it's all mine for the taking. Yes, I'm sure that the university may be somewhat surprised that I simply up and left without a worry, but, well, we can always worry about that later. Let's get right into some observations, shall we? The first thing I've noticed upon entering the forest is the absolute massive size of its plant life. The forest soil must have an extraordinary amount of nutrients to produce such size and quantity. There are few varieties of flower here that grow taller than myself. In particular, I've noticed two that use their buds in very unexpected ways. One for catching prey, the other for striking it. The latter walloped me right on the head, actually. Amazing! Currently, I've decided to name these two the Bud Eater and the Bud Beater. Oh, I'm so excited to see what we discover next. What's this? Random battle. It does look like there's another thing back this way, but these vines look icy. Sorry, Cheshire. Okay, so maybe if we destroy, like, the ice element, then those will unfreeze, and then we can go see what's over there? I don't know, just taking a guess at it. Look at those bunnies. I wasn't done collecting from these bushes, game, but you automatically advanced me to that ledge anyway. How dare you? Remembrance.
A small glade of otherworldly beauty opened before Cereza. This dark forest held secrets yet. Cereza relaxed, ever so slightly.
This place, it's so beautiful. To think you'd find it in Avalon. It's too quiet for me. I prefer the ruckus of Inferno. Alright, little thing over here. Or a big thing. Umbran syrup, an Umbran potion cased in a butterfly bottle, grants temporary invincibility and increased speed casting arts. And this way, towards the new sanctuary. I'm done checking that. Something about the air. Oof.
Let's take a break.
Now there's another journal entry up there. The Tirnanog menu has been unlocked. Retry a Tirnanog or play its time trial. After completion, Tirnanogs can be retried from sanctuaries. Go back and collect any treasure you forgot. Ah, okay. Or you can travel the time trials, racing for fastest completion time. In time trials, you receive rewards for your performance. Platinum trophy is 400 bitty bits. Or whatever those are. Sure, we just did this one. It's fresh in my mind. I'll try the time trial now. Time trials are where you get to race against yourself for the best completion time. The clock begins when you cross the green line at the start of the battle. Reach the finish to earn a reward based on your clear time. Clocks you collect will decrease your time, while any damage you take will add to it. Alright, so I remember that over here on the left there is thing, and I need to put you away and throw you up. Hit that, and then zoom. That's a frozen thing.
You're getting punished!
Move over there, will you? If you try and hit it without binding it, it just jumps. Get up there. Seriously? I can't just jump down? Oh my god. I'm not even gonna get a reward. $2:05. Bleh. 45 seconds was the goal there. Oh my god, how? I might try that again on my own time and report back, but... for now, I don't know if I'm gonna clog up the playthrough with too many of those. We made it to 15% completion. And that is the beginning, or the origin, as it were, of Bayonetta Origins. Next week, playthrough continues with Chapter 3, and I'll find out what's coming next. Thanks to everyone who stopped by tonight. Thanks for Tokitsune for getting those new emotes done. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.